in terms of implementation, so there's a lot of mechanisms in place and structures which people can seek assistance from. However, in terms of implementation, do you think it's when you say, for instance, when you go into a police station, it's very hard to have a transaction in a language you're comfortable with if you're either speaking English or Tamil. So do you think it's an unwillingness on the part of state officials or a unwillingness on the part of the citizens to take advantage of what is already available?
When we go to office, we have the problem of not being able to have our work done in the language that we are comfortable with, which is true. That is because, firstly, there aren't enough public officers who are trained in both languages. Two, these public officers who have already passed and learned are not putting their knowledge into the best use when they come back to the desk. So we need to monitor that too. So we try to organize a call center now. We are trying to get that short digital number with which anybody can call the center. And then the center will contact the head of the institution who is made responsible by a gazette notification to implement the language policy. For instance, if it is the Colombo Municipal Council, the commissioner or the deputy commissioner. We will say, here we have got a call from a citizen who has come to visit your council in this department, branch, who is unable to have the matter dealt with in the language she is comfortable with. What is the problem? Don't you have enough people who have been trained? Then we expect her to intervene or him to intervene quickly, promptly, and put matters right. Okay. So this arrangement can be put in place. As soon as we get that number, we are ready, but the TRC is not yet ready to give us that short number. They say they are nearly exhausted. So we have told them this is a high priority, like the war. So therefore you have to. Now there is no war. Now the highest priority should be accorded to peace. And peace will be achievable only to the extent that we implement the language policy, as correctly guided by the LLRC too.
Okay. And sir, as you mentioned, there are efforts to train officials in both languages. There have been some reports that the government is making consistent efforts to promote the use of Sinhala among civil servants in the mainly Tamil-speaking areas of the north. Is this true?
Vice versa.
Okay.
Vice versa. In Sinhala, officers have to train in Tamil. Tamil officers have to train in Sinhala. Whichever the area they serve in, they must be prepared to serve in any part of the world, in the country.
Okay. So
therefore they have to learn both languages.
Okay. So in the northern province,
northern province, if there are Tamil officers, they must learn Sinhala. If there are Sinhala officers, they must learn Tamil. If in the south there are Tamil officers, they must learn Sinhala. Sinhala officers must learn Tamil.
Okay.
Administrative area can be Tamil or Sinhala, but they must learn both languages.
Okay. So
that is a requirement of the public service.
Okay.
If they want increments and if they want their promotions.
Okay, so the police force in the
police force is different. Police, we need recruitment of Tamil-speaking police officers who had not been recruited for a long time. Now about 600 have been recruited during the past 3 years. I think we need more. I think if we recruit about 5,000, by then we would be able to have all the stations sufficiently catered on the language facility. So the recruitment will be an ongoing thing. And in addition, the police department too trains their officers in both languages. But there is no substitute to recruitment. Now in this present context where a management training exam is being held, is to be held, or was held, to recruit thousands of clerks to the government service. We have discussed with the Minister of Public Administration, the Secretary of the Ministry, and we have arrived at an understanding that depending on the district from which the recruitment will be done, which is done on a district basis with a cut-off mark, the number of Tamil-speaking recruits will be determined by the proportion of the population of that particular language-speaking community. If you take Nuwara district, where you find about 40% Tamil speaking people, we will need such numbers, corresponding such numbers who are Tamil speaking to be in the public offices, which is not the case now. So this will be the first exam where we will even reduce the cut-off mark point in order to be able to recruit the numbers of the particular language speaking candidates into the public service or the clerical service in the government in order to be able to have numbers required in the public offices in the different areas. Colombo district. In the Colombo district, the Colombo municipal region, we have 60% Tamil speaking people. So we need such numbers in the Colombo district to be able to have the public officers sufficiently equipped and sufficiently filled with numbers who know the other language as well. These in addition to the training in both languages. We are recruiting directly the Tamil speaking or the Sinhala speaking according to the proportions of their populations in the respective districts, for which we will even reduce the cut-off mark.
Okay.
This is the newest experiment or the newest effort in the matter of making the public officers comfortable for both who know the two languages.